Welcome back to another Staff Bikes. And this week we are looking at co-founder Dave's Lauf Uthald, which he will be using for the BCM challenge.
Yes, 600 kilometres to Wales, well, across Wales, from Chepstow to Anglesey and then back to Chepstow in 40 hours.
You've gone insane.
The Bryan Chapman Memorial Audax, named for a famously grumpy Bristol guy who used to get ride to Anglesey to get his bike fixed and then ride home.
Well,
famously grumpy guy. Last time I did it went really badly wrong. You can read all about that in the link in the description below.
It sounds absolutely bonkers, to be honest.
This time, look at this setup, man. I'm going to be absolutely
It does look good,
yeah.
And I'm loving this colour.
It's Borealis, that colour.
Is it?
Yes.
Wow, it does look good.
It's very,
Especially
got
in
a
the
lovely
rain.
purple iridescence to it. It's very reminiscent of a 90s Rover, although I'm not sure that's the look they were going for.
So, Dave, this bike is a very lovely colour, but it's not red. And last time I saw you, and our favourite viewers that watch every video, will have seen a red Lauf Uthald before.
They will have seen that because that's the bike that I reviewed on road.cc, and there's a link to that in the description below. When I rode it, I really wanted to ride it for the BCM, and I was playing around with the kind of fit of it, and I made it a little bit longer and I made it a little bit taller at the front. And actually what I did was make it into an extra large when it was a large, because I'm right between sizes. I'm right at the top of large and right at the bottom of extra large, and actually what I wanted was a slightly bigger frame. So I've swapped it out. This one is the lower spec build, so this is SRAM Rival Axis, and it doesn't have the Zip 303 wheels.
Yeah.
Because I just prefer something shallow when you're doing a long ride and you're tired and it's windy and you get hit.
Yeah.
You know, it's hard to control a bike sometimes in those conditions. So I prefer to have a shallower wheel. The fact that it's got a lower spec group set is not really going to be any problem for me. I mean, it adds a bit of weight, but obviously you can see this isn't the lightest bike I'm ever going to ride, so that should be absolutely fine.
Well, you say that, although this looks like a weight-weenie touch. The Aero bike extensions are drilled.
They're drilled, I think, originally for shifters. I've had them a long time. Those have been on many bikes over the years. Actually, they were on the last bike I tried to ride the Bryan Chapman on 6 years ago, and they're still in the shed. Obviously, I'm not doing it really for aero benefit, although there probably will be times in the ride when it'll be useful to have an extra aero position when you're like bashing into a headwind for like hours at a stretch.
Yeah, for 20 hours.
But really what it's for is it's just another hand position. So you tend to get numb hands after a while on an Audax ride, and what you can do with the aero bars is you can just rest your elbows, you can take the weight off your hands completely, pretty much, and just give your hands a rest. So that's mostly what I use them for.
Dave, aren't these cables going to slow you down?
Have you not read the review, Jamie?
I haven't.
No. Okay. It's externally cabled, which I think for most people is better because it means that you can change your setup at the front like I did with the red bike when I was reviewing it. And also it just makes taking stuff off, like travelling with your bike, so much easier. Probably cost you half a watt, but I've got aero bars, so I'll be fine.
Yeah, and on your aero bars it says clothes, water, food, charging, brevet, message.
My little sticker.
Yeah, what's that all about?
It's just a reminder, because when you stop, I say when you stop. When I stop on a long ride, I always forget to do stuff. And then when you get back on the bike, 5 minutes later, you're like, oh, I forgot to fill my water bottles. And then you have to stop again, like 10 minutes down the road. That's just my checklist. Make sure you've done these things before you start riding again. So, and sometimes you don't need to do them all, but you know, it's just there as a reminder.
You should put an inspirational quote on the other side.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
Don't cry, pedal.
Yeah. You've absolutely covered your bars in something. What's that?
That might just be a little bit of grip paste that's holding those aero bars in place. There's a bit of a mess in there, isn't it? I'm sorry. I tidied that up.
So coming back to the frame, why the Úthald? What makes this a good bike for travelling long distances on?
Well, when I reviewed it as kind of an endurance, it's like a fast endurance bike, basically. And when I reviewed the large size, that was more of a kind of road bike fit for me. This is more of an endurance geometry for me. So it's just a really comfortable and well thought out bike. So it's quite tight at the back, so it feels quite lively, but it's got quite a slack head angle. So a fair bit of trail. It's very well composed. It takes big tyres. It comes with 32mm tyres, which you can set up tubeless out of the box. And it's got bars at the front with a glass fibre insert in, which is again to add comfort. These are the Lauf smoothie bars.
Yeah, I think I had. Are they the same ones on the Seigla?
Yes, probably.
Dampen vibrations.
Yeah, the same system. Yeah, it's a really great bike to ride long distance. It's completely stock. The only thing that I've changed is the saddle, because it comes with a Physic Alianti, I think.
Yeah,
and that's not a saddle I particularly get on with, although it's fine. So this is my dependable £24.99 Crank 145 saddle.
Well, there we go.
Which is excellent.
No expense spared.
No, perfect for my bum for whatever reason.
And fitted to the back of it, you've obviously got a Uthald bag.
Yeah.
What are you going to put in there?
Right. I need to carry a bunch of stuff. I mean, on the Bryan Chapman, you get a drop bag. So there's a sleep stop at about 400k.
Yeah.
And you have a bag there, so you can take stuff you can take a change of clothes, or you can take your sleeping bag or whatever. But I like to have stuff with me. I tend to take a puffer jacket. It would, if it's wet, it would be this one because it's polyester, so it stays warm. If it's dry, I take another one which is down but is much smaller to pack, much lighter. So that will be in there. This Uthald bag's really good. It's a bike packing style seat pack, but it actually has like a proper quick release system up here and a really stable platform. So it hooks onto and it doesn't sway at all.
Oh no.
Oh no. Bike over.
This is going to take me hours now. So you've just gone for 2 water bottles?
2 water bottles because you're stopping every, 3 hours or so. If it's really hot, then I might have to stop in between those and get some more water, but probably not. I'm normally okay with 2. So
what else is on this bike? I can see a pretty hefty set of mudguards.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's such a versatile bike that it's a shame it can't take full mudguards in a way, but I've got SKS Race Blade Pro XLs, are they? Are they the ones? Anyway, they're the longest ones. They're the longest ones that you can get that are a kind of, what's the word?
I don't do mudguards. I have no idea.
At the back, they're not really quite long enough. If you're riding in a group in the rain, then you want the flap to be below the axle. So I've added a little bit more flap on that.
Lots of people cut open a bottle, don't they?
Yeah.
And shove that on the end.
That's a bit of damp-proof course on there.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. There's a hack for you. Also, lights.
Lights. Okay. Well, 3 lights on this bike at the moment. So at the front, yeah. Well, there's a little design one on the back there, on the back of the seat pack.
Yeah.
Here I've got a radar. So that's a Magene radar, which is also a light. I find that really useful on long rides because quite often I'll put headphones in, listen to music. I've got some over-the-ear headphones that I work quite well in when you're riding. So it's nice to just get notifications of stuff coming up behind you on your head unit. And at the front, it's a Raveman LR 1600 light, which is great. It's a really good beam. It'll run all night on one charge. If it does run low, you can charge it and use it at the same time because it's got pass-through charging, which is great. So it's super good for stuff like this.
And this is going to be a stupid question. Obviously, it will take longer than just the daylight hours.
Yes, it will.
You're going to have to cycle all through the night?
There will be some cycling into the night. In theory, what will happen is that I will cycle till about 2 in the morning or sometime like that.
And then there'll be past my bedtime.
There'll be a sleep stop, and then I'll wake up again. Hopefully, it'll be light by then, and I'll be able to crack on.
How has training been going?
Well, should we talk about training?
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, let's talk about training. So I pulled this out of the shed on Saturday to do a long ride. It was 5 degrees. We were riding northeast into a northeasterly headwind.
It's May, by the way.
Yeah, it was pissing down with rain. I was going to take some video of that ride to add into this, but the only bit of video I've got from that ride is this.
Nice. Perfect.
But the forecast was for it to improve, so we thought, well, we'll crack on and we'll see if we can get to Grantham, where we were going. And it did improve. It's turned into a day like this, which was a bit grim, but like not awful. And we thought, oh, we're going to do it. And then Dan's carbon crank disintegrated. Nice. And that was that. We had to get a train home from Oxford.
Back to the bike, gearing. Obviously on a long ride you want lots of gears. especially in Wales. Is that it barking? We discussed the other day in a video actually how gearing has got so much better over the years.
Yeah, and this is a stock standard setup, and it's got a really wide range of gears, which is good for climbing and good for cruising, good for going fast. You can go a bit lower than this straight out of the box, so SRAM do a 46-33 instead of the 48-35. If it was my choice, I'd probably have that one rather than this one, but this will be absolutely fine.
This Lauf Uthald is at the bottom of the Úthald range, isn't it? And yet it still comes with a power meter.
It does. So you get a single-sided power meter on this one. You get a double-sided power meter on the SRAM 4s.
Yeah.
Which, you know, people may or may not use for long-distance stuff. I tend to find it really useful because I set my GPS up so that it does a lap every hour automatically, and then you can see that information. And one of the fields that I have on the GPS visible is my lap average power, so I can see how hard I'm going.
You can see that you've completely overdone it.
Yeah. So if I'd have had that last time I tried the BCM, I probably would have backed off a bit earlier than I did.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it might have saved the ride.
We'll see this year whether it helps or not. The pedals, speaking of low range, are looking absolutely beaten up.
Those Shimano, what are they? PDM 520s.
Are they?
The classic.
Yeah.
Those ones, I suspect, are probably 20 years old.
I don't know what this bike weighs, but I'm imagining a large proportion of the weight is the rust on the pedals.
There is they're worn in, shall we say, those pedals. I have got better ones in the shed, which I may fit for this ride.
Right.
I mean, I say better, but actually they're indestructible. They'll last till the heat death of the universe. Yeah.
Or until 200k into a BCM.
Yeah, maybe, where they'll fall apart. And
why do you go for SVDs on an endurance ride?
Mostly because it's easier to get into them when you're tired. The shoes are more designed for walking, and you are on and off the bike a lot.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like I get any particular benefit from that bigger pedal platform on a long ride like this. I'm not pushing hard enough on the pedals. But I use XC race shoes, which have got a stiff sole, but have still got some grip on the bottom, and I find them to be really good. Speaking
of comfort, I know we glanced over them earlier. We should probably come back to tyres. You said they're 32 mil.
Yeah.
What are they?
They are Maxxis High Road 32 mil tyres. I mean, they're not the most expensive tyres or the lightest, but they are really comfortable. And because they're big, you can run them pretty soft. And I run these at, I have 45 PSI in the front and about 48 in the back. And I'm big, I'm like 98 kilos. So you can run them really, really soft without them feeling soft. And they're super comfortable. They've got a lot of grip and they work really well. They don't come set up tubeless out of the box, but you get all the bits with the bike. Yeah. So it's really simple to set them up tubeless.
And you've gone for tubeless.
I've gone for tubeless.
For the puncture protection.
They do have puncture protection. I've got a bunch of stuff in the bike spares that I always carry 2 tubes so that I know that I can fix both of them if I can't get them back up tubeless. I have tubes for both ends. I also have a puncture repair kit. I have one of the Stan's dart things with 2 darts in it, so that'll be my first port of call. Probably there's some little worms in there somewhere as well, I wouldn't know.
Bacon strips.
Also, I carry a spare tyre on a long ride.
Nice. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing it. Will our viewers be able to watch you in the game?
So thanks to Lauf for sponsoring this video, and they've also sponsored a video where, warts and all, I'll take you through my Bryan Chapman experience. Whether I pass or fail, there'll be a video about it. Probably it'd be funnier if I fail, won't it? It will. Yeah.
Well, that is Dave's Lauf Uthald. You can wish him some luck in the comment section.
Yeah, I'm going to need it.
Or some tips and advice and that sort of thing. If you enjoyed this content, then please give it a like, subscribe to the channel for lots more staff bikes and other bike content, and we'll see you next time.